Who from the SANFL we got to keep an eye on that you've worked with over recent times?
We've got some fantastic broadcasters coming through, Chris, and I'm loath to isolate too many because
Hmm.
that's not doing justice to a lot of the young ones that we do have coming through. And this is in absolutely no particular order. And I'm going to apologise in advance. There'll be some that I'll miss out. But a young lad by Tom Eglinton has been calling for a couple of seasons now, and he's done fantastic work in a very short period of time to now be calling league football and being a league football regular. For a young man that I've known since he was a very little boy, and I mean a very little boy, I've known
Mm.
Tom since he was knee high to a grasshopper. To watch him come through and become a confident broadcaster at league level has been fantastic. Patrick Goldsmith is another young lad that's been calling for probably 3 seasons or thereabouts now. And again, he's a young man that approached us. Did a lot of work for us in Life FM when I was working for them in the studio, and he's come through and calling league football now, called a grand final himself a season or two back. Tim Saul's another lad. He's had a later start than most of us, without betraying
Mm.
Tim's age. We're of the same broad generation, but he's come through in leaps and bounds in a very, very short period of time. But again, we've got so many good broadcasters coming through, Chris. We've got Lachlan Gould, who's coming through. We have Eden Abbott, who is the first female to call play-by-play in South Australia. I've called with her a couple of times, and she is doing wonderful work here in South Australia. But we have so many good young callers coming through. And that's the advantage with SANFL now that we have. With our product we call League Reserves, under 18s, under 16s. We have a live training course now for people in a TV environment where they can learn how to do things, much more opportunities than we had back in my day. With me, you had to call on radio, you had to wait for someone to shuffle off, whatever. We have that opportunity now to bring people through in a training environment, and the SANFL do a wonderful job in encouraging that, embracing that, and helping support us all to help support these commentators by having this mentor arrangement. Myself and a number of the callers work with these young callers to bring that through. So the SANFL and Paul Childs in particular have done fantastic work in making sure we have this opportunity to bring the next level through and be ready to go when blokes like me shuffle off into the sunset and tune into SANFL now from the retirement home in a few years' time.
Magnificent.